Okay, I hit the reconnect button. Let me know if I am back. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. The computer decided now was the time to do a slight bit of overheating and like lose internet connection for a second, but thankfully it was only a minor spout and not the kind that I need to completely restart the computer for. It's a shame that this happened today and it didn't happen yesterday. Anyway, I think you guys missed Least leveling up to 19. When she did, she learned Speed Down, which is unfortunately, because of the bug relating to agility, her most useless spell. And we have seen it in action before. Jewel Eater used it on us, so I'm not going to bother showing it off just for the animation or anything like that, so... Won't be too much longer now for Carly to get her own level and to get her new ability. So we should try and work on that ASAP. But yeah, there's also magicians in this area too, and they too enjoy sniping me with evil gates as soon as I walk in the door. Ow. That is one disadvantage to going this route a second, because not too many magical spells in the desert, and they won't have to deal too much with that secret multiplier that you get when you class change. Alright, let's go ahead and do our tried and true strategy here. Yeah, I am sorry about that. But, we're not doing too badly besides that, so hopefully it won't happen again. Now I don't have a scale for how long we've been going, because now the clock has reset on us. So we want to do Spirit, of course. And once she levels up, bada bing, bada boom, Heal Light can now be multi-targeted. Finally. That makes it so much better. You saw that it was healing like 290 HP on a single target, so splitting its damage, its healing amongst the entire party is basically going to be negligible and will pretty much heal the full every time it's used, so look forward to that. And it doesn't matter, you know that Carly's in her dark class right now. It doesn't matter whether she goes light or dark, she always gets the ability to multi-target Heal Light. And you know what? We might as well do it now, because we're all kind of suffering a little bit here. You can see now there's a lot more OKs on the wheel, too. That's because of our increased luck here. We got a Salamando statue there. That's a item that will cast a level 2 elemental spell for fire. What do we got in here? We all got all water monsters, so let's do some of this. Unfortunately, Fireball takes forever and a half to do its multi-targeting thing, because every little Fireball has to come out individually, 3 for each enemy. It's an art form, apparently. So Lise is going to learn all of the debuff spells eventually. I'm not sure how it prioritizes what order to do them in. It must be just the same every time. But Some are much more important than others. In particular, the one that debuffs magic will be very useful so that all of us can do more damage to the enemy with spells, and they will do less damage to us with their own spells, because it goes both ways. And thankfully that heal was too little too late. They were all already dead. Although Angela will learn another spell now. She would have learned Fireball even in her first class, but she has one special spell that she will learn in her second class, and that should come next level. Either that or the water spell, because we're getting pretty close to that area anyway. It doesn't matter too much, the order that they come in anyway, but... yeah, they were basically right there anyway. Didn't feel the need to use the thing, so... You can see that we've gotten to level 18, so now means we're getting close to the end of the area. If we proceed in this direction, we would reach Altena, but like Navarre earlier, its front door is locked. My greatest weakness. Oh, whoops. I thought I had my special already. There's a Mamapodo. Let's go ahead and just do a multi-target here. I don't want to get Saint Beamed again. Especially now that we have the multiplier on. That'll do a lot more damage. It's going to be a problem. Unless we kill them now. Yes. Double death. Here we go. We got a nice screen to do fire on. I like the simple wheel of things are weak to their opposites in this game. It doesn't always make perfect sense, but it's simple and I appreciate that. Like, I'm playing Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon right now, and there's a very specific, like, cycle of elements to it. So I believe it is, fire is good against ice. Ice is good against wind. Wind is good against earth. Earth is good against lightning. Lightning is good against water. Water is good against fire. And it goes in that circle, like that. So it's kind of annoying to remember that. But we got ourselves a heal point here, so that is good for us anyway. Now we proceed in this direction. We keep on running into these guys all the time. Every time we get close to a Mana Stone, these guys are here before us. And it's back to these losers. They're back for a rematch too. Now there's 3 of them. Totally unprepared for 3. Okay, thankfully only one of their rockets actually landed. So, these guys are a fair bit stronger than they were last time, and in addition, they also have the annoying tendency to counterattack magic. So, we're going to be, as usual, sticking to our physical attacks for these small groups of bosses. But overall, I think a fair bit less annoying than Bill and Ben, because they don't have crazy debuffs that they can do at any time. But they can still dish out the damage if you let them. Especially if they just decide to randomly fire their rockets every now and again. So in general, like, you can see that the bosses for these areas... Okay, here's a level 2 Earth spell. That might hurt a bit. Yeah. So that hurts, but we got this to counteract it. Unless they do another spell right away. Let's see, is this gonna work? Well, it healed me, but the others are dead. That's okay. So, if you attack them with magic, they will pretty much always do one of those really damaging spells in response. So like I was trying to say before, the fights against both of the water and fire protectors of the stones here are fairly similar in that they are groups of smaller enemies that you have to fight that counter magic and do big damage often. Okay, well two of them are dead, so next one should fall in just a moment. There we go. Easy enough. I mean, we did almost die there, but there was no fault of mine. They just decided to do a freaking chain cast. So this Monostone's power was already released a long time ago. So there's nothing we could have done. It's a smart idea, but unfortunately not one we can really trust at the moment. And there's our little water spirit friend. A mermaid, of course. Alright, that's 6 friends down, 2 to go. Not too bad. I thought we were healed after that battle, but apparently some of us are still slightly injured. Ow! Don't do that. That's okay. Come down here so I can get you all at once. Bam. 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 Yeah, we took a lot of damage there. That's not cool. Thankfully, the statue is right next to us. Just keep on piling it on. Hurt me more. And we got to make our way out of here and head to the next area. We were told to go to, after Fire and Water, there is the Moon and Wood Stones, and we are no longer in a situation where we can do them in any order we want. We must go for the Moonstone next. That place kind of sucks, but we will be okay. Oh boy, poor Carly's getting eaten. That's okay. Anytime now you want to finish tracking these guys. Alright. Treasure. Oh yeah, we have the seeds too. We haven't gotten any of those in a long time. Not really useful anymore. There will be some seeds that will be more useful later on, though. And I'll have to start specifically hunting for them when we get to that point. So let's see. It's currently 9 o'clock, so I've been streaming for a little under 2 hours at this point, so we're actually making pretty good time. based on what I wanted to do today. That's good. Let's see, it is 9 o'clock now, though, so I wonder if our friend has figured out his setup yet, or if things are still being weird right now. Let's see. Okay, I have an excuse to let the game run for a second while I quick check. Yep, I don't see nothing, so that's cool. Let me show you true power. I hope you guys are enjoying your evenings, regardless of what might be happening tonight. Saturdays are always kind of interesting for me. Usually I'm in a bit of a stress mode because tomorrow is Sunday, which means church. But because I am on my own, I am not forced to go to the very earliest mass of the day. So I can afford to sleep slightly more than usual, which is great. I also need to remember to do a bit of maintenance on my face later. I gave myself a quick shave, but I don't think it went perfectly, so I'm probably going to redo it in not too long. I actually have what I think is a pretty good mustache, but I always shave my beard. I also gotta take a shower too. It's getting about that time when I'm a little negligent, so I gotta make sure I'm not being too gross, especially considering my friend will be here tomorrow. Oh, don't worry, I use soap. But I am also a gamer, so you won't be getting any con sickness from me if I ever go to one. Ooh, another level. Let's go ahead and just pump the intelligence right away. We should learn, yeah, Ice Smash. She might have learned the other spell if I had leveled up something different, but it's not that big of a deal. Neither spell will be particularly relevant in the next area. But we'll see if I get a decent debuff for Lise in her next level. Something that could help us survive the next boss fight slightly better, probably, would be great. Okay, so let's see. Can't do strength, so we're going to be doing vitality, of course. Ah, protect down. Okay, that's not too bad. Though we don't have a lot of physical fighters, it's better than nothing, really. It's worth the efforts of using. Let's see here. Angela's currently busy. So we will carry on. He, she, me, gamer. Another thing I like about this area is that they do have the crunchy sound effect of your feet moving across the snow. This game has a lot of little attention to detail like that. Alright, there's Carly's level. Yeah, we want to do Vitality over Intelligence, I think. And she gets the Unicorn Head summoned, so now she can do magic damage of her own. She won't be complete dead weight when we don't need healing, so that's great. It's not very powerful, but it's better than her physical attack, for sure. I mean, we've seen it already, but we might as well try it. Yeah, for 1 MP, it's not going to be very crazy strong, but we'll see. Yeah, about 100 damage, you know. It comes out pretty quickly, so at least there's that. Alright, here we are. First screen, so we're back. Alright, so no need to worry about sleeping because we won't be without resting in the next area, so no worries. It's kind of weird to see this snowy beach because you know that they just recolored the sand from earlier. I was just talking about how this game put a lot into their detail, and now I'm talking about how they cut corners. Yeah, our turtle friend from earlier rescued us from the volcano island, and now we can call upon him whenever we desire to swim to places for free and get to some places we couldn't before, which is all the places we've been. Oh yeah. If it were X-Death we were dealing with, he wouldn't be too fond of the turtle, but, you know, that's him, and we are us. So to get to the area we need to go, we need to follow this river into this area and access this shore here. And there's this demon statue here. If you have not yet gotten the fire and water spirits, it blocks your way, but once you have, it disappears for no reason. Plot! And this is the Moonlight City Mintos, where we can get our next weapon upgrades and stuff. We might as well also patch up our consumable supply of items. We are pretty rich right now, so I'm not getting too worried about that. Finish that off too. Is there anything in terms of items that I don't want right now? Maybe the grasses. But I can't be bothered to do anything with that right now. So yeah. In this area, it is constantly nighttime, which is, if you want to make it nighttime and you don't want to spend money at an inn, you can just come here and then leave. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we can stay here. How do you know when we're supposed to wake up? I guess they're just kind of used to it. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade our equipment here. What do you guys have to say? That's right, so this is where the Beastmen come from, our final evil faction of the game. So we might be running into some of them if we go into the forest. That's why we need to prepare our bodies. Let's see. Yeah, this is the old armor that we had that we bought in the Sand City. Now we have new armor that only our new and improved second class changes can use. As you can see, it's quite a jump. What? I was talking to this guy. Do you sell the weapons? Okay. That's kind of weird, I guess. So yeah, we can see we have a weapon upgrade here, and then another weapon upgrade that's slightly better over here. This is the one that the second class change can use. And that's the one that the first class change is stuck with. So we might as well finally upgrade our other party members slightly. And I guess what's good about the weaker party members who don't have much physical attack, their weapons don't cost as much to buy. So that's kind of like a equalizer for it. Let's go ahead and put on our new stuff, because we're definitely going to need it coming up. This place gets pretty brutal with their attacks in the coming area here. Right, so hopefully that equalizes the other party members a little bit, and we don't need to worry too much about them being complete dead weight in combat. But yeah, this game, you know, was made by Square, so there's like a couple of Moogle references in there. It's nothing too crazy, though. Let's see. So yeah, let's just go ahead and go inside. What's the worst that could possibly happen? We can fight werewolves. Thankfully, they're not doing too much damage, thanks to our new armor. You want to be careful about using magic on these guys, but they don't have an elemental weakness as far as I'm aware, so I wouldn't bother with that anyway. Alright, well timed. Mooncoin. We might want to save that for later. That could be a pretty useful tool. Moon and Wood, while I'm just fighting dudes that aren't too super notable or anything like that, the Moon and Wood elements are a bit different from the others. They don't have the same standard progression of spells that fire, water, light, dark, earth, and wind do. So there aren't really attacking spells for moon element spells, and as a result, Angela is not going to learn anything new when we get the moon spirit. Same goes for Wood as well. It does have an attacking spell, but it is a tier 3 attacking spell, so we cannot learn that at this stage, and I don't think Angela gets that in any of her classes either. So she basically focuses on the fundamentals when it comes to her magic. We still haven't had one of those fake treasure boxes live on stream yet. Okay, so the Moonlight Forest is kind of mazy. It can be easy to get lost in. It's not like a Lost Woods, though, where you don't know the path. Essentially, what you want to do is basically go as far left and down as you can, and you'll eventually get to the area that you need to go to, after a small turn up near the end. If you follow a certain other path, you can make it to the Beast Kingdom's doorstep, but like the other two areas, it is also locked. So there's no reason to go there right now. Let's see. Yep, it's the only path we can take right now. And we want to go down. I want to beat up these guys. What's interesting about the moon coin we just got is that it does do the tier 1 moon spell, but it has a very specific effect, and that effect is a debuff on the enemy's max hit points. So for very late game bosses, that can be a crap ton of damage right out the gate. So it's good to save for those kinds of enemies. As you can see here, the enemies are level 21. They basically skipped right past 19 and 20, except for that one weird screen in the desert. So, and jumps like this are going to be happening for pretty much the rest of the stream. Let's go ahead and patch ourselves up, because unfortunately this save point will not heal us. We're going to want to save here, because we got a pretty intense moment coming up. Meanwhile... So this is the guy that had invaded Jad way at the beginning of the game. This Lugar person. And they had just dealt with some Altena soldiers that were trying to get to the Monostone. So, at the very least, the factions are not allied with each other either. They hate each other as much as we hate them. It's our first time seeing Kevin, the Beast Man party member, since the very beginning of the game too. So we get to see a little bit more backstory for him. Very slight. So in summation, his little wolf pup friend died, and Kevin was told by the Death Jester there that if he went to the Priest of Lights, he could get him back, but that was not the case. Death Jester was just trying to get him out of the way so that he could continue his agenda with the Beastmen. And in addition, this is also the person that had kidnapped Heath in Carly's backstory, so it's all coming together too. Oh, he's back. Now it's boss time against Lugar. So what I'm going to do, first things first, Lugar does counter magic attacks, and even debuffs count as magic attacks, but I'm going to go ahead and risk using Protect Down on him, and hope that if with the counter's power, I'll be able to just heal back up with it, if it happens. Yeah, there it is. Ow. We're okay. We're okay, fam. So yeah, that will help us do a lot more damage, considering that we're basically limited to physical attacks in this fight. And same as always, we want to stick to our level 1 techs in order to avoid counters as well. He will still do the attacks that he would normally counter with at periodic intervals too, so you want to make sure that you're topped off and not too low on HP at any given moment. I don't see these suplex moves from him that often, but big ow there for sure. Let's focus on her, make sure that she gets back up to full. That was close. She almost got murked. I believe Lugar is our first boss in a while that has a indication of when he is getting low on health, if I remember correctly. Now this attack is a full screen attack that hurts everybody for quite a bit of damage, and that is one of his potential counter attacks as well. And that move is actually, for Kevin's classes, one of the level 3 techniques you can learn in your second job change. So it is definitely very, very powerful for this point in the game. So the fact that he can use it now is an indication of things to come. Yeah, the werewolves represent Kevin's class, but oh yeah, he's taken care of. It looks like we got him, pretty much. And Death Jester just pieces out because he's a freaking coward. Rest in peace. F's for Lugar in the chat. Well, that was anticlimactic. So Luna, if you can't tell with the glowing there, is kind of like a woman's head stuck in a teardrop made of gold with fairy wings, holding an orb in the center. Sure. This is kind of weird. Oh no, if you want the plant baby, we gotta look for the wood spirits. And that won't be too much longer from now. And off he goes. What, you didn't move it to a more secure place? Like at the top, maybe? Yeah, might as well check up on it. Bye, Kevin. We'll never see you again. Well, stone looks okay to me. Alright, just one more place to go. And while there are a bunch of doors around here, they're all locked right now. So, no need to worry about those. So let's go ahead and make the trip back. Maybe we'll get to level 21 on the way? That might be wishful thinking, honestly. Yeah, as you can see, we had very little damage dealing... Very little trouble dealing damage, I should say. A little bit of a Freudian slip there. We had little trouble dealing damage to Lugar thanks to the debuff, and while he did counterattack, it was definitely worth the effort in order to do it, and debuffs are very useful, and buffs would be even more useful, but unfortunately, buffs are on Lisa's light classes and not her dark classes, so unfortunately, we will be basically have no way of giving ourselves buffs outside of buying the items at the black market, which I might end up doing, depending. If I feel like we're not doing things quickly enough, we could detour to the black market and get some stuff there. Angela's getting her Heine kicked here for whatever reason. The enemies are targeting her a lot. I don't hate Luna's design, honestly. It's probably one of the better ones, to be quite honest. I just think it's weird, like, when you think about the logic of it, but I don't know. I feel like it's not very cohesive to the idea of moon spirits. It doesn't feel very moony, I guess. How close are we anyway? Is it very or not? Kind of not. I guess the enemies here give like 100 if we're lucky. Not these guys though, they only give like 60. Because they're like enemies from the beginning of the game. They didn't scale up very well. We're probably going to have to do a bit of a grinding bout, not too long from now, but it shouldn't take too long with the power of fast forward on our side. I'll just leave it at that, I think. Beat up these guys, get out of here, and move on to the next area. So we can get our next upgrade of equipment and be able to expedite the process of grinding as much as possible. So even though I gave myself an extra level back at Buka, we're kind of ending up in the same situation in terms of where I expect myself to be in the game itself, so it's kind of interesting. Actually, it would be a good idea to rest up. There's not going to be a town right at the beginning of the next area we go to. I won't save, though. There's no need for that yet. Alright, so let's go ahead and play our flute and go to the next place. We're just going like bam, bam, bam. Taking care of business today, which I really like. It's about to slow down a bit, but, you know, we do it. We do it anyway. Because we have another, like, pretty big level jump in the next area. It goes from level 22 to level 24 basically immediately, so we have to kind of get to that range. 24 is, like, good, I think, and we're only at 20. But they'll start giving a bit more experience, too, so we shouldn't be in too much of a dire strait here. So this is the Lampflower Forest. It is also blocked off by a plot wall. But instead of just disappearing for no reason, we actually have to use our newly acquired moon power on it. Oh. You're getting a little more backstory on Carly here, too. Alright, so let's go ahead and take care of these mega crawlers. And I want to say they might have an elemental weakness. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head because, like I said earlier, Moon and Wood are kind of outside of the normal cycle of things. But Fire seemed pretty good, so I think I'm just going to stick with that. Now, unlike the last area, this place has a bit of a Lost Woods vibe to it. During the nighttime, there are red flowers marking certain exits, and we need to take those in order to get to the elf village. I think Carly will say something to that extent if you start wandering around blindly for too long. And if she is not in your party, she'll also appear here to provide that advice for your party despite that. So we're still dealing with level 22 now, but it's about to change up on the next screen, I think. Oh, Lisa's a little not there right now. A little bit of sprite flicker, I guess. This game is too intense! Okay, so we got 21. There's at least that. So let's go ahead and give Angela some vitality. She should learn Dark Force, the tier 2 dark spell, and unfortunately, that is the last thing that Angela will be learning in this class. We get Power Down, which lowers physical attack power, which will be good. But it is not the one we are looking for, unfortunately, but we'll be getting our next thing. And here we go. We finally have a Mimic to fight. So you know what? Since it's only one enemy, and Angela's Dark Force is limited to only single targeting an enemy, let's go ahead and use it on the Ogre Box. See just how strong it is. About 300 damage. Not bad at all. We get another bit of experience and another chest, which is hilarious. And it is also trapped, so we could end up in an endless loop. I forgot that the game didn't have, like, a failsafe against that. Now, the Ogre Box's level matches whoever opened it, so it became 20 for Carly, even though it was just 21 for Lise there. And for whatever reason, that did a lot less damage from Angela that time. I wonder why. Kind of weird. You see, the levels jumped straight to 24 for no particular reason here. But we'll be okay. Now Carly gets her chance to go up. She's going to want intelligence to boost her power with her summons. She gets the machine golem, which I think might be a little stronger. It costs 1 more MP. I don't know if it actually is stronger. Let's see if we can compare. Let's see. So, I want Carly to do Unicorn Head on Robin Hood, and we'll see how that goes. Now here's a really annoying part of this area. Is the Robin Hood likes to do sleep on your leader whenever you enter a map. So that's 144. Let's do Machine Golem and see how it compares. Angela, why don't you just fireball everybody in the meantime? Okay, so it was barely more damage. I'll probably just stick to Unicorn Head. It'll probably be more cost efficient in the long term. Okay, you also want to watch out for the bees here, because they are part of Lisa's light upgrade class, so they can buff themselves, and they can do AoE attacks that are the techs that she would learn at higher classes. So, especially if they do power up on themselves and then use the tech, they can potentially wipe you from full HP, so you want to be careful of that. Okay, so he's not going to use Sleep Flower this time, so let's just beat him up. How soon they turn to doing 1 damage at a time. So sad. Note that it's not really worth using debuffs on normal fights. It's basically only for bosses, so don't worry too much about that. We've made it to Dior, though. Some gravestones at the beginning of Village. Here are the elf people. They do not like us. They will run away from us if we get close, which is kind of funny. Stay in the corner. Nah. Let's just go find the one person in town that will give us at least a little bit of an ear. And that is the person in this big house. Oh, he recognizes our friend here. Who are you? Yeah, kinda, yeah. The Priest of Light never really did let Carly go anywhere. I'm gonna get a little bit of background on Carly's situation here. Can I get a sad? Thank you, Steve. Yes, hello. Alright, good work, Carly. Now the elves will bother to talk to us. We can't get to where the Monostone of Wood actually is right now, but we can certainly wonder about it. You catch my drift. We do have some more store upgrades we can do now that we've talked to the king here. Let's see, so this is, oddly enough, only 15 lucre more, but has 4 more attack power, which is kind of funny. This one is like a lot more expensive. 99 to 103. I'm gonna get the weaker one for that one, actually. That one's an entire 1,000 more. It's just not worth it. We're gonna need more money. This is the part in the game where I always start getting a little light on money. Especially because this guy sells not only body armor equipment, but also new hats as well. But we generally just, you know, this is only one more defense. That's not really going to make a difference. So I just want to focus on the body armor, basically. Alright, just barely enough, thanks to my frugal purchases of the weapons earlier. I'll worry about reselling stuff later. We won't be upgrading our equipment again for a little while. Oh, yeah, that actually boosts our magic defense quite a bit there. Interesting. We did get upgrades for the ladies as well. So that, I think, basically kind of makes up for the multiplier at this point. So that's good. I'm not going to worry about the hats. Okay. So now we're poor, and now we need to start grinding, unfortunately, but hopefully it doesn't go too badly. Right. I forgot about that part of the story, too. Dryad. I can't wait to meet her. There was someone back here, too. Oh, sorry. I'll leave you alone, then. Oh, you too? Oops. Don't leave your door unlocked, then. I don't need to come in if you won't let me. So those are the graves that we were looking at earlier. But we don't need to really bother with the inn, because they mentioned that there was a goddess statue in the area that we need to look for. So we'll do that first. Let's see. So, about 20 minutes to 10 o'clock. I think I can do a little bit of a session here. Maybe get to 23 or 24, depending on how long it takes here. And then we'll probably proceed to the next big story beats after this area, and then call it after that. That should probably end me, if I'm lucky, it'll end me before 11 o'clock. And that'll be a pretty good time for me to stop today. So if you guys are planning your days around that, well, I'm just being completely transparent. Yeah, the Mega Crawlers can sometimes poison on hits, but it doesn't seem to be as common as some other enemies. Let's see. Nice. Here's the statue they were talking about. Before we can use it to heal and save, we need to use it for its intended purpose, and that is what they said earlier, to use the Moon Spirit's power here. Apparently they're listening in on all of our conversations. Sure thing. And now we can actually use it to heal. This is basically going to be our spot. There's a cycle that we can run through around here, and it will end up bringing us back to this statue over and over. So we're going to use it as our area that we're going to be doing the grinding. So the way it's going to work is if you hold down the A button, your primary character will become AI controlled, and I'm just going to go into an area, hold down the button, hit fast forward, and see how quickly we can kill the enemies. Like that. And that didn't work out so well because I noticed that they did the sleep flower thing there. We have to sometimes move between areas and get these guys kind of quickly here. And, if something bad happens, we can always double back to the statue really quickly if we need to. But as you can see, we're not taking too much damage, even though we're being completely untactical about things. Oh, might as well pick that up. So this is how it's going to go down, and hopefully it doesn't take us too long to get the levels we're looking for. So you can see we're back to the statue. So in the meantime, are there any topics of conversation you guys want to bring up? I won't mind at all. Let's see here. I don't need to save, right? Let's see. After 2 cycles, are we getting close? Yeah, we are actually getting close, so... Everything here gives at least 100 experience, if not more, so that's good. It can be annoying when the Lady Bees do the defense buff. Makes things take a little bit longer. Okay, that time they actually used one of those techs and it really hurt my party, so I'm gonna double back here a little sooner than I thought I would. Okay, so here's a level for Lise, and we should get Mind Down, the final debuff that we're looking for. Angela gets a level. We'll beef up her intelligence, as usual. She's not going to learn anything. And I don't think Carly will learn anything else either. She might be able to multi-target Tinkle Rain, but that's not really relevant, so I don't care about that. I think she's pretty much done. We want to keep on increasing her spirit so that her healing gets better. Yeah. So that's pretty much the extent of the increased power of our class changes. It is significant, though. As you can see, Dark Force is a huge upgrade on what Angela could do before. And the debuffs will be very useful. And hopefully I'll be able to prove that soon when we fight the next boss, which is not too long from now. Once we're done with our grinding, we'll proceed through the path that we revealed by the statue and go ahead and do that. Maybe around 23. We'll just do that, get the bonus experience from the boss itself, and then maybe finish off the level after that, just to break up the monotony slightly. Let's see. We got put to sleep, so I gotta switch back to Lise. Okay, we're okay. No problem. Ignore the loud alarm sounds. No problems here. Let's see. How are we doing? Okay, not terribly. I'm not doing the math on like how much experience we're getting per cycle, but it's not terrible. It's the spot I always like to do it at. There'll probably be more efficient spots later. Oh yeah, we're picking up Dryad statues. The level 2 spell for Dryad is an interesting one. It makes you, like, temporarily immune to physical attacks, I think. But I think maybe at the same time you aren't able to attack yourself. But I forget if that's, like, really useful. Maybe if you want to skip past a particular set of enemies or something like that. This is the worst screen. I believe it will be the worst here. Oh, we're back. God damn it. This is basically what I was doing in Buka as well. I just had to go a little bit farther to double back to the healing statue in the village of the Dark Priests. I really don't know what else to talk about, guys. I'm not too good about, like, just sharing stories or talking about random stuff or having a life in general. That's just kind of what I'm all about, so I deeply apologize for my lack of, well, we got there, though, so give ourselves vitality. And you want vitality as well. What did I pick up? We got another Myconid's Eye? Or is it a Starduster? It could have been one of the two. I don't know why I would have gotten a Myconid's Eye if it wasn't a mushroom enemy, but I just noticed that it wasn't going to storage, and I was like, what? Yeah. Intelligence. Okay. So now we're level 23. Let's go ahead and proceed down the path that we're supposed to. Now that my finger's been desensitized to the fast forward button, I can't be stopped. But that didn't take too long at all. Maybe like 5 minutes? So let's go ahead and just fight these guys normally. Finish him off. There you go. What? Why does it always go away like that? That's just another example of how kind of unintentionally buggy the game can be sometimes. I really wonder if they remake it, if they will do any work on, like, making it better, or if they will just try to leave the experience as genuine as possible to the original. That's like the ultimate question, though. Huh. I personally don't mind change most of the time. I'm always willing to give things a fair chance. Stop missing! Kill? Kill before he does anything cool? Okay. Alright, we're all set. Let's just patch up everybody with a heal light and then proceed into the next area. For boss time! So let's go ahead and start doing our thing. If it has an elemental weakness, it doesn't really matter because just doing the level 2 spell is better anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do Mind Down to expedite the process of just nuking it with magic. And then I'll also do Protect Down to help Lise in her own conquest. This is the Gildervine, and it's the boss protecting poor old Dryad here, so we gotta set her free. It also summons some assassin bugs every now and again. Let's see, how much damage does this do now? Over 300, not bad. This guy should be toast in no time. Let's see. Let's do that, and then I'll do the Protect Down. Alright. And we'll just keep on going with that. Since our best spells are just single target right now, I'm just going to kind of have to not worry too much about the ads. They're not really all that powerful or annoying anyway. But the boss does like to do this, so that's always fun. But as a fun little trick, if you are currently casting a spell, you become immune to status ailments during the casting, so that's cute. Unfortunately, I couldn't get into the menu before that happened. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and wipe everybody clean of their ailments right now. Everybody's like poisoned or asleep or weird stuff like that. You know, it's weird. It's been a long time since I could freely use magic on a boss, because everybody was countering everything for a long time. Oh, John started? Okay, well, fair enough. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be sure to raid him when I'm done. Alright, get me back to control of Lise here. That'd be good. Back to our nuking. Alright, phase 2 has happened. Gildervine has gained ahead. And this is where things start getting a little more freaky. Alright, so it can do that little blast thing. Has a pretty freaky mouth there. I kind of love it. And also, the way it spreads out like that is pretty wild. But it also does that. So now that it has done that move, that is basically a reflect status, so we can no longer use magic on it, unfortunately. But we got this at this point. That's its indication that it's getting low on health. Counter magic there, so... Ow! Quit it. And that unfortunately also debuffs our magic, but thankfully we don't need to worry about it too much right now. Just keep wailing on the guy, we'll eventually get him. If you can just stop doing that move so that I can get close and hit him with my spear. Huh, I forgot that he could multi-target that one. The Poison Bubble is an interesting move because it does pretty good damage, it poisons, and it also drains some MP, which it doesn't tell you that it does that, so if you were being eagle-eyed, you would notice that there were a little 10 appeared on the Gildervine that was glowing yellow. That was the MP that was getting back. Even though I'm pretty sure a boss can't run out of MP anyway. Ah, there she is, my favorite! Dryad! Alright, and that's the last of the spirits, so we've basically completed the first leg of our big journey from the beginning of the game. Pretty cool. Alright then, let's go ahead and move along then. I guess it doesn't really... I don't think we need to grind anymore. I'll probably do some more between now and next time, and we'll just do it like that. At this point, I think we can survive the next area without too much trouble. These guys are doing 1 damage, so I think we're okay. Oh, thank you for following, Hogama. I guess you came here from the Final Fantasy Record Keeper Discord. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Trying to network best I can to get as many places knowing about my streams as possible when I am doing them, which is unfortunately somewhat rare, but I have the opportunity to stream pretty much every day this weekend, so I'm going to do it. Alright. We can go ahead and just get a free heal here and get out of this place as soon as possible. And that would be by taking this path. Might as well beat up everything on my way, though. No problem with that. I guess mostly the reason I wanted to grind when I did was just to get spells I needed. Mine down and all that stuff. It probably had a pretty significant effect on my ability to deal a lot of damage. Are you going to wake her up? You are. Well. So that's the tech that I was talking about before, and yeah, it hurts. But we're okay, I think. None of that. You die now. Thank you. Alright, Carly, go pick that up, please. Thank you. We're not going to need that dart. Alright. So I believe the fairy mentioned that we needed to go to the Island of Oblivion next, which is the only really obvious island on the world map. It's the smallest one, and it's the only one with a beach attached to it, really, so that's how you know that it is the one that you need to go to. Plus it has a glowing dot, so... It's like the Seiken Densetsu 3 version of... Burr, 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 burr. You're welcome, fairy. Nuts. Come on, you can do it. Believe in me who believes in you. Oh, looks like it's... Is it going? Oh, it's shrinking. It's shrinking. Oh! Up! There it goes! Wait, what? Oh, crap. Once again, we're late to the party. And now we get the slowest airship in the world, flying from Altena to the island. There you go. You can even see the gate on the world map, which is kind of neat. Seems kind of small, but, you know, I'm sure it works. Depending on scale. Ow! Yep, it's the asshole mage from before. Got freaking bombers in this world? You got bombs falling out of airships, but no guns. You know, those would be too advanced. They've got their own weird method of transportation there. Giant birds. It works. I like how there's the one that Deaf Jester is on, very clearly different from the others. Just like kind of hanging and going, oh! They got an airship of their own, huh? Well, I wonder what theirs will look like. I'm sorry, I can't take that quote-unquote airship seriously. At least have one big balloon like a blimp. Not just a lot of small ones. What is this? A flying lawn chair? Oh, I just remembered something else we have to do before we can get there. I'm always forgetting this part. That's okay. Um, had better days, Fairy. Had better days. Oh, yeah, father of the winged ones. Alright. One more trip to take on our friendly turtle friend. Okay, so we need to go this way. There is a port near... Well, the port town of Palo has a shore near it that our turtle friend can also land on. So we gotta go there, make the trip up the mountain once more, and head in the direction of Rolante again. And the enemies will still be weak on the way there, so I'm probably just gonna try and run past them as quickly as I can. So you might have noticed this slope when we came here before, but I didn't go down it before because there was no reason to until now. Let's keep on going. Guys are just not worth the trouble. Alright, let's see here. There's just not much to say as we're just like avoiding combat, going up an area we've already been to. You know, the usual. Kind of wish the game would have more like quick warps to places we've been to before, but probably, you know, probably running up against the limitations of what they were capable of with the cartridge, so I can understand if they're missing a few things here or there. I don't know. But here we are, almost here. Alright, don't poison us, please. Thank you. Alright, here we are. Let's just talk to our Amazon friend from before. And somehow she could just lower the rock for reasons. Don't think too hard about it. Now we're in a different area, and the enemies have scaled up in level, so that's fun. Now they are worth fighting. So yeah, we're up to 25 now, so it continues to climb. I think this is right. Yeah, we want to head north and not south. Oh, let's make sure to grab that. Don't leave anything behind. Especially not a friend. I guess a seed can be a friend. Alright, are we here? Just one more little cave entrance, I think. Alright, easy enough. Oh, whoops. I hit a button by accident. We're okay. Oh, dang it. Alright, I'm gonna do one of these just in case something else screws up. Alright, we've made it to the top. The very peak of the Rolante Mountains. Well, it's a very small father. Ah, God. Aww. Did you think we were going to get through this game without having a flying creature of some sort? This is automated as well, so I can't control Flamey here. She's just going to take a little world tour before she figures out where the gate is. There we go. Alright, we finally made it to heaven. Took them long enough. Yep. Dead people, corpses from all the different factions just hanging out here. That's cool. As we go through here, this is basically the mob we're going to be fighting the entire time. An ordinary Rabbite, a King Rabbite, and a Rebellion. And only the King Rabbite is new. And besides being just stronger in general, he can also make a rainstorm of smaller Rabbites fall onto the field as an attack. And I'm sure we'll be seeing it before too long. Unless I'm just awesome and kill him always before time runs out here. The Rabbites are basically feed at this point. They're not going to be worth squat for experience, even though they're level 25. Bam. Bam. And we'll get the other one. Why not? This song is... I know I keep on saying this, but this song is very good. I almost remixed this song once on a... I used to do, like, editing on the Earthbound music editor software, so I would, like, remake songs from other games in the Earthbound sound engine every now and again. I don't really do it anymore, but I've always kind of yearned to go back to it. Like, it was nothing fancy, but some people idolized it a little bit because it was a program that was kind of hard to use, because you kind of had to know how to code a little bit. Alright, well there's our level 24. Not bad. More strength, please. I still have some videos on my YouTube that are ancient of some of the songs that I made in the music editor, but I never did get around to making one for Seiken Densetsu 3. Did a couple Final Fantasy games. I did like other RPGs on the SNES, like Super Mario RPG, stuff like that. Vitality is your best option right now. You're gonna get one too. More intelligence, of course. And we get a treasure too. But yeah, I was always thinking about remixing this one song in particular. I don't know why I chose this one. I wouldn't say this is my favorite song in the entire game. It's kind of hard for me to actually pick just one favorite, to be honest. And it kind of gets that way sometimes. Just gonna ignore those guys. So if you want to grind in this area too, you can. There's a healing point coming up, free healing that you can use to help expedite the process. And the things here generally go down easy and give a lot of experience for their buck, but I don't know why, but I always found training in this area kind of awkward. Especially because once you reach the end of this area, spoiler alert, the monsters will go away. Let's see. I might as well use these to refill on MP. Unfortunately, we are not level 38, and we don't have the items necessary to break the seal yet anyway, so it'll still be quite some time before we do our class change, but we'll get there. There's the attack. It's pretty cute. I lost my charge again. If we go left here, we'll run back into this area. So if you wanted to like do a little loop around that area and continue to heal here, you definitely could. I just want to save because I didn't mean to not save. So let's say this game probably reaches around 20 hours in total. Probably less if you know what you're doing like I am. So, you know, that's about the scale I expect. Go over here. I think this is a dead end with a couple of good enemies. Yep. You can see the levels jump straight to 27 because screw us, I guess. Yeah, it's not bad here. I just kind of prefer to do it in other places. I guess a little more risky, maybe, but, you know. I'll probably have to get to, like, 29 by the time we stream tomorrow. So I'll try to work on that while watching some other stuff, probably. It's... What's happening with the bar there? It might be that I'm hitting the enemy at the same time that one of my other friends is using their tech charge attack. And it, like, counts it for me, too, for some reason. Oh, hell yeah! They didn't reach it first, for once. Oh, whoops. Okay. I'll be a little quiet for this part. Scene still gives me some major goosebumps. Come on. How did they do that? We were only looking away for like 5 seconds. We got the sword. All of our problems should be over. Okay, well... Your brother's in the fort. How can you say that? That's the entire reason we came here. Gonna put away the Piara flute. We don't need it anymore, unfortunately. Because... in this chest, we get the wind drum. And that is an item that will summon Flamey to us so that we can fly anywhere in the world that we want. But in order to use it, we have to leave the Holy Land first. And in order to leave the Holy Land, we need to trek back to the beginning. So, Zim, since you're still here, who do you think took the ferry out of all of the villains we've met so far? Who do you think it was? Douche blonde mage? Alright. Let's see. Let's get out of here and see if we can do something. Oh, looks like you were wrong, Zim. He's kind of dead. Well, Angela, you didn't have anything to say back there? Cool, I guess. Whatever. So this is a very interesting part of the game, and probably one of the things that I always look forward to showing people for the first time. I'm not going to save it yet. So it only leaves a couple more options. Who's it gonna be? Oh, well, there's Death Jester. Maybe he took the ferry. Well, that was quick. Kind of a weird line there with the translation. Just N! Oh. I guess we'll just have to worry about it later, maybe? Well, that kind of only leaves one more option, huh? Alright, here we are at the entrance. There they are. Nuts. So, if you haven't figured it out by now, this game is very unique in that the main villain of the game is tied to who you pick as your primary character. So, because I picked Lise, her most important enemy in the game became the final villain of the game, Bijou and Jagan there. And each character has like a pair that they work with. So Hawk from Navarre would also have the same villain that Lise would, and if they were together, they would also have more to say about the situation. So can we find the ferry at Navarre? Will we be able to avoid handing over the Sword of Mana to the enemy? And will the Mana Stones be okay? All shall be revealed tomorrow when I stream more of this game. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and use our wind drum, fly out of here, find a nice home base for us to sit down on, and I'll do the grinding that I need to do in order to catch up with our really wicked level curve here. And let's see. Down here is Navarre, right here in the middle of the desert, this fortress area, so we'll be landing there next time, but for now we'll go ahead and sit down over in the Dean Oasis village, go to the inn, save, and thank you all so very much for watching. It was a pleasure streaming yet again. I know that John is probably doing his Sekiro stuff right now. I'm going to say no, it'll let me save. So I'm going to go ahead and do the old Raider Rooney to the channel so that anybody who's still tuning in can go watch someone else stream and have a even better night than I could have given you on my own. So once again, thank you all so very much for tuning in. If you don't want to watch, obviously I'm not forcing you to. I'm not your dad, but I might as well do the raid so that he realizes, you know, that I am giving him this slight boost here. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.